Okay, she's not going to accept that. That'd be good. So we've got Ormond Baratheon. And then we've got Luther Tyrell, father of Mace. We've got John Arryn here. Edmund Tully. Quellen Greyjoy. Harlan is his heir. So let's even go with the Starks. So there are like some familiar names, but we're in an alternative timeline essentially. Edwyle Stark. Is that Rickard's father? Not entirely sure. So I think Jenna Lannister is probably not a bad idea. Negotiate. We're essentially negotiating with Tywin, putting a half Lannister on the throne early, who potentially could ride a dragon. That would be quite good. So we're going to marry Jenna Lannister, force Tytos' hand, and this is going to allow us to have the Westerlands support us. There will be others that will support the Blackfyres, but Jenna Lannister is not too bad. She's a fortune builder. So, unfortunately Maegor we can't bring in. The laughing mad dragon, who's a bit skittish. I'd rather have him on side. We'll ransom some prisoners, but at the end of the day, Maelys is 43 and still has a decent amount of support and a dragon at the end of the day. So we'll wait for Blackfyre to become fully, well, grown. Okay, so anything else we can do here? No. Just looking at our advance. Alright, I guess we're going to try and just burn some time simply. Got some political prisoners too. Let's try and ransom them. Should live to at least his 50s or 60s. So once Maelys mounts Blackfyre, tames her, takes to the skies, it's not really going to matter how many lords are in Westeros. 20,000 is the least minimum. So we'll have that with this political marriage that we've managed to sign. We will ask the Lannisters to pay for our weight in gold. Looks like we're only going to get 50 though. So Maelys, although he's a giant, he's doesn't believe her. Okay, so we'll just keep an eye on her. She does already have another child. Oh, but she is pregnant. So hopefully Maelys is more fertile than his ancestor Maegor. So strategist we can now officially get, and we're going to build up. Okay, so my daughter and heir. So Rhaenyra Blackfyre. Rhaenyra sounds too Targaryen. So we're going to go with Dana, who is Maelys' mother. And she's looking more Lannister by the look of it. So let's use some of these dragon eggs. We shall cradle with her. And then I guess we could use her. She's quite young for a... to be actually married. But I guess we could use her for a political marriage. Okay, she's got blonde Lannister hair. I might look to change that or like dye her hair. We don't want all of Maelys' children coming out looking like Lannisters. Hey, a new dragon enters the world. Oh, nice. So, Eldaron has a... wait, Dana has a dragon. Nice. Okay, so maybe that's more enticing. So let's try and find a marriage for her. We've skipped a little bit ahead. She is now 6. Maelys is still building up his strength. And we're still waiting for Blackfyre to become bigger and stronger. The longer we wait, the better situation we're in. So Doran Martell has yet to be married off. So if I marry her off to Dana, 24, she has a dragon now, so they seem more willing to accept. If I send him a gift, this might sway it. And then we can bring the Martells on our side. Oh, so they won't accept it through that, but they might accept it through a matrilineal marriage? No, maybe we need to give him more, potentially. Give him... Actually, we'll give him a dragon egg. How about that? That should get him over the line. Can't give him Daemon Blackfyre or Bitter Steels, you know what. We'll gift that, and that should... We'll gift House Martell a dragon egg, and they should love that. We're giving her a... Yeah. We're giving Doran Martell a dragon rider, eventually. House Martell its own egg. Doran at this point would have Targaryen blood in him, wouldn't he? Because Quentyn claims to have. So Doran might actually have more than Quentin. He must have like 5% Targaryen blood, maybe. We got Stefan, and then Ronald. So Stefan is the father of Robert Baratheon. Luther, and then we got Mace. We got the Leighton Hightower, and he's 36. Baelor Hightower. I'm just trying to see if there's any other alliances we can get. So Blackfyre is now 12. I think I'll start the invasion when Blackfyre's like 16. And we've also got a secondary dragon there too, which is 6. So 2 dragons at the moment, which is rather good. Maelys is now 51. So just building up here. So this is how we're going to put Maelys the Monstrous on the throne. That's how I've sort of found. Conquer the east and try and wrap up that war quickly. So yeah, we're building up her strength quite a bit. Here are Blackfyre's traits too. Grand hatchling of Maelys. But at the moment, the Lannisters with 20,000 knights. And then we've got 25,000 spears supporting us too. So if we could somehow bring the Tyrells on side, the Baratheons might be inclined, as they essentially owe their allegiance to the Targaryens, because Orys was supposedly Aegon's half-brother, so they have a small amount of Targaryen blood, but maybe the Tyrells or the Tullys might be more inclined to join us. But at the end of the day, Maelys is, well, monstrous, so people aren't overly going to like him too much. Let's just try and berate this little dragon hatchling. Son and heir, Valar Blackfyre. No, let's name him after my father, Aegon Blackfyre, and we'll cradle Aegon with that. We could have even called him... Daemon's probably not the best. Cradle sickness, okay. So, Maelys does have an heir, Aegon, after his father. And it looks like Aegon has had a dragon hatchling too. So that's 3 dragons for the Blackfyres in Essos, repeating Daenerys and Dany's, I suppose. We're probably nearly ready to go. There's been a new king on the throne. He hasn't been coronated. So maybe we look to go now then. My martial skills are going pretty high too, 29. And he's going to be riding a dragon, Blackfyre. Oh, unfortunately Tytos has died. So Tywin Lannister has taken control. Was instrumental in the marriage alliance between his sister and Maelys. So maybe he's down to bring down the Targaryens once and for all and put a Lannister on the throne and use this as an opportunity. And, yeah, okay. Alright, I reckon it's time to probably go then. We've got a decent amount, but our dragon is going to be the main one. So Blackfyre is now 17. That's well and truly big enough. I don't think we're going to be taken out by a scorpion. We're actually going to be able to like siege castles. So let's properly tame Blackfyre. And so Maelys can get the Dragon Rider ability. So let's do that. And the giant Maelys the Monstrous, not on horseback in this alternative timeline, getting crushed by Sebastian. He's going to be riding a dragon, and then his 2 young children will probably be accompanying him too. Wow. Alright, well, are we ready to go essentially? Yep, I'm really quite happy with that. So even the other dragons are getting quite old too. So let's go against the Mad King Aerys and make a claim for the Iron Throne. Let's claim all of it. War has now been declared. Who will side with the Blackfyres over the Targaryens? So the Lannisters, through our alliance, marriage-wise. Tywin and the Reach are now here. So we've got 3 of the 7 kingdoms under our control. We've also got dragons too. So it looks like half a Dawn has stayed. Not all of the Westerlands have come. House Tully looks like they're going to stay with them. You never know, someone might stand neutral. So Maelys is going to leave Essos now. We're going to land in Sunspear to rally up with my son-in-law and my daughter. And we've essentially given House Martell dragon riding ability. Like, we can't even conquer Dawn anyway. So why not allow them to be essentially impugned forever? Allow them to be a dragon riding house in the future. Having a closer tie with the Blackfyres and, well, yeah, you never know. The dragon's going to be in Sunspear, so it might lay eggs in the water gardens. Who knows? Okay, so we're going to call all our eastern allies there where we can. The Tyrell forces have entered Dawn. I'm sure the Dornish would have been quite scared about that. And then the Lannister forces are somewhere. Alright, so we have 32 command here now. And then the free cities are coming over. The High Septon doesn't like me, obviously. Fossilway units moving in, along with other free cities. We've officially been excommunicadoed. And now with Maelys, 57 years of age, riding a dragon with a good chunk of the Lords of Westeros with us. Let's push towards King's Landing and bring down the Targaryen dynasty once and for all. Because the Blackfyres are the true heirs of Old Valyria. So Tywin is sending 15,000 Lannisters. Brandon Stark is now... Oh yeah, right, because Brandon Stark is alive in this timeline, isn't he? I forgot. Ned, maybe not. Because he was meant to be the ruler. Okay, we're just going to sit outside King's Landing. Hang on, for some reason no one's coming with Maelys. There we go. AI just being a little bit silly. We're going to snipe King's Landing. Alright, here we go. So the Baratheons are going to intercept us along with the Starks. Oh! Oh my god. By the smallest of margins we were losing there. And for whatever reason, Lyseni has taken control. Okay, so let's use our dragon. Let's take Visenya's heal. And we've won the first stage of the war. House Tyrell owes its existence to the Targaryens. They've sided. The Dornish, always being dragon supporters, I guess, now. Interesting alternative timeline. It's mostly the Lords are joining us because we have a dragon. And the Targaryens don't. It was all about symbols anyway. It's going to be interesting in the books. I reckon Aegon's going to take the throne and everyone's going to be like, oh sweet, like young Griff. And then Daenerys is going to rock up and be like, oh what the hell. And he probably would be better for the realm. Like what do you do? If young Griff has been born to rule and raised to rule and knows how to be a good king, even if he's got Blackfyre blood or a little bit of Targaryen, what is Daenerys going to do? Will she go mad? Alright, so taking King's Landing might not be the opportunity here. Wait, Rosby joined us? Okay. They just like, we are totally out of the Dance of the Dragons. We ain't doing that again. So maybe going higher up here, taking some of these other keeps. And maybe if the army moves again. We're getting so close though to capitulating Ares. Aegor's dragon is starting to spit flames. Nice. They've capitulated. Baelor. There's still Balon. German, okay. We're not going to be able to take any more, unfortunately. Alright. Let's enforce our demands. And the Blackfyres on Dragonback have officially taken the Iron Throne. Good. So be it. So I guess we can do a short little run and reign of King Maelys on the Iron Throne. We'll try and get our coronation done quickly and swiftly. Let's reappoint a Dragon Keeper. Probably want to try and rebuild the Dragon Pit. We do only have a limited number of eggs, but we have managed to take and acquire more of theirs. So there's only 3 Targaryens or Blackfyres in this branch. And I suppose we round up all the other Targaryens and make sure the Blackfyres are the only claimants. So we own our claim through this line of House Targaryen, through Daemon Blackfyre, who was legitimized and a lot saw as the heir, as King Aegon the Unworthy gave Blackfyre to him. The Targaryens claim through this line. So Aemon looks like he's already on the wall. We've managed to imprison the Targaryen family, so we've still got Balon's line. We also got Maegor the Laughing Dragon. We've also got the Bright Flame line. They seem to be over in the Far East. I'm surprised they didn't really support us that much. They married into the Fossaway line, which is interesting.